So, yesterday, by the time you see this, it'll be yesterday. Yesterday, we focused on main idea and how main idea or central, right? I've got to stop using that main idea phrase. That central idea needs to be concise, to the point, and we need to use our vocabulary words from it. Okay? So, you are supposed to work on the Who Attacked Us section for the end of class, and then today you are going to be working with summary on some of this. So, we're going to go through this PowerPoint, and the PowerPoint's uploaded for you to look at as well, but I kind of want to go through this as we do this page and see how we can make it work together. So, summary. Well, summary versus main idea. So the central idea, like we said, is specific. It should be one sentence. We should use vocabulary from the article, and we use it for nonfiction. It is something that is unique to nonfiction. Identifying the central idea of a text would be more like a theme, but a fictional text is going to have too much going on. So a summary uses a few sentences describing the passage. It's used in both nonfiction and fiction. It does still use important vocabulary, but it brings in those key details. So, I put down here, because as I was typing this, I noticed that even the summary descriptors are much more involved than the central idea descriptors. So, when you have a central idea, it's short and to the point. When you have a summary, it's a little bit longer. And that's how it will always look. So, how do you find a summary? First you read the article, obviously, and then you ask yourself, what are the main ideas? What are the important details to support the main ideas? And what information is not as important? Okay, so if we look back at this, what happened that day, we know that the main idea is that terrorists hijacked 4 planes and crashed them into important buildings. And a lot of you said, well, but how do you know what buildings? But what about this? But what about that? Well, the main idea, the central idea, is concise. It is to the point. It gives us just a brief highlight. A summary is going to have a little more detail in it. So we could take this and we could say that our summary, let me move this over some so we can see it. My hand's going to be in the way because it always is, but it'll move. So, summary. We've read this a couple times, but we'll go back through. On September 11th, 2001, terrorists attacked the United States. They hijacked 4 airplanes in mid-flight. The terrorists flew 2 of the planes into 2 skyscrapers at the World Trade Center in New York City. The impact caused the buildings to catch fire and collapse. Another plane destroyed part of the Pentagon, the U.S. military headquarters, in Arlington, Virginia. The 4th plane crashed into Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Officials believe that the terrorists on the plane intended to destroy either the White House or the U.S. Capitol. Passengers on the plane fought the terrorists and prevented them from reaching their goal. In all, nearly 3,000 people were killed in the 9/11 attacks. Okay, so we need to bring in these key points to that vocab, so we know it's going to talk about terrorists hijacking the planes. But if we look at our slide over here, what important details support the main idea? Now is when we bring in those things that you guys wanted to talk about yesterday. So, we're summarizing this. Let's see. I don't know how I want to start this. Sometimes this is tricky. So, on September 11th, 2001, terrorists hijacked 4 airplanes. Crashing them into important buildings. Okay, so that's pretty much our main idea again. But we've got a little more detail. We've got the date, right? So they targeted places I'm in places. See, now this is where it gets tricky because you want to be concise and you don't want to use opinion. You want to be specific to what the authors say. They targeted the World Trade Centers and what was the other one? Oh, the Pentagon. Duh. Killing thousands of people. Okay. So this summary is not going to be very long. This is a very short passage. So at some point we're just going to be repeating too much. But here we've summarized this. September 11th, 2001, terrorists hijacked 4 airplanes, crashing them into important buildings. They targeted the World Trade Centers and the Pentagon, killing thousands of people. That gives us a little more detail about what's going on and supporting our main idea with what is said in the article. And notice, even I struggled over here, I was going to say places that are important, but that is an objective, or that is not objective, that is kind of a general public opinion, right? But I'm sure others don't think that those are important. So we have to be objective and we have to use the terms that are used from the text. Okay. So, if you continue on in the slides, there's some more examples of summary. Here's one that's not so great. Here's one that's a little better. I'm not going to go through those because you can read. Your assignment today then is to finish your main idea for this section if you've not already done so. And to also do this section here. Create your main idea, and then I want you to summarize this bigger section. So you're going to complete your main idea here if you've not already done so. You're going to do a main idea for here, and you're going to summarize it. Okay. I hope you all have a great day.